welcome to the 181st Annual Broadway's Next Hit Musical Phony Awards. And now, please welcome your MC for the evening, Rob Cole.
Welcome to the Phony Awards. My name is Rob. I am your MC tonight. Are we ready to have a good time?
Yeah!
You can do better than that. What is this, Connecticut? Are we ready to have a good time? Wait, is this on? Is it on? Or no?
Yeah.
It is? All right. Great. I feel alive now. I feel alive. Okay. We are so excited to be here. I have to say, we do our show all over the country. We travel a lot. And it is such an honor and a privilege to say that we are doing Broadway's Next Hit Musical in New York City! City that is home to some of the most amazing, talented musical theater singers in the entire world. Let's hear it for them. Those singers are not in this show. Like, it's just nice knowing they're nearby, you know? Wicked's across the street. This isn't Wicked if you made a wrong turn. The only time our lady has ever looked green is after she bought sushi from the Duane Reade next door. That was a weird night. We do this a lot. We travel a lot. I have to say that we did have a moment already that's so New York. I want to just talk to you for a moment.
Oh, yes, please.
What is your name?
Sarah.
Sarah, as this does not happen in Illinois, I'm just going to say, as the lights were going down, Sarah gets up right from the show, plugs in her iPhone, comes back. I like your style, Sarah.
But I did say.
You did say, you did say.
I did say.
Anyway, I just excited. But we do. We travel a lot with the show. We go to small towns all the time. For my job, I kind of write a little monologue. I do research about the towns. And so sometimes it's fun to kind of like go through my notebook and just kind of reminisce about the places we've gone. So, okay, wait. 3 weeks ago we were in a place called Noonan, Georgia. It's like a small town in Georgia. So I wrote some jokes about heroin. Yeah. Okay, so 3 weeks before that, we were in Hoover, Alabama, a small town in Alabama. Yeah. So I wrote some jokes about heroin. I don't say this lightly, but this is a real feather in your cap. Times Square, New York City, is the least heroin-y place I've ever done this show! Amazing. We are going to get this show started. It's like an award show. We'll explain it as we go. Please welcome your song presenters tonight to the stage. Ladies and gentlemen, Deborah Bay! Stephen Schick! Rob Schiffman! And Robert D. Grant! Oh, what a night. What a night. Who out there is excited for the Tony Awards on Sunday? Oh, yes. I'm so excited. I've been reading about all the nominees. I read about Bob Mackie, the famous designer. He's a fashion designer, got a nomination for Best Costume Design for the Cher Show. Anybody seen the Cher Show? Yeah. And he's amazing, right? I'm really pulling for him because I feel like he had to be really resourceful because I think they ran out of money or something. Because if you saw the show, clearly all of the money in the costume budget went just to costume the character Cher. Like, so much so, they didn't even have enough money left over to give the chorus boys shirts. They didn't. Thank God they work out. Thank God they work out. Anybody seen The Prom? Anybody seen The Prom? Oh, it's so good. So it's one of these shows, it's a new, I've been watching all the interviews about it. It's like a hybrid show. So it's like they're blending fact and fiction together. So it's kind of like ripped from the headlines. So it's based on this newspaper story about a girl in a small town who's a lesbian and she wants to take her girlfriend to the prom. And then the showbiz part of it is that these sort of out of work Broadway stars, they go to the town and pretend to help her for publicity. Yeah. And I was like, wait a minute, I want to make sure I'm understanding this correctly. So the fact part of it is that there's the girl in this small town that wants to take her girlfriend to the prom. The fiction part of it is that there are actors who are self-absorbed egomaniacs that will do anything for publicity. That's fiction. That's the fiction part of it. Anyway. I do have to say, though, this is our show. I'm lost in all the heroin jokes here. Hold on. There we go. I have to say, our show is really fun. It is like an award show. It's kind of like the Tony Awards. The Tony Awards, it's an amazing show. Depending upon the speeches and performances, it can last up to 4 hours long. Yeah. So our show tonight, it's an award show, but it's totally improvised. But depending upon the speeches and performances, it can feel like it's 4 hours long. We don't know what it's going to be. That's improv. When I was walking around today, it's weird. They could just tell that I was like in a show or something walking around Times Square. It was so weird. This guy came up to me and he goes, "Hey, I know you. You're that guy from TV." And I go, "No." And he goes, "Yeah, you're that guy from American Idol." And I was like, "Oh, sweet, he thinks I'm Ryan Seacrest." And he goes, "Yeah, you're Clay Aiken, right?" Oh, devastated. Talk about washed up D-list talent. Speaking of washed up D-list talent, Asaf Flies really knows. Talk about amazing talent. Our musical director, Asaf. How are you feeling, Asaf?
Pretty good.
Yeah, you ready for this?
So ready.
Now, who out there, just by round of applause, who is familiar with the Tony Awards? Yeah. They're like the Academy Awards, but for theater. We are going to give out an award tonight that is better than the Tony Awards because it is decided upon by all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Phony Award! The reason the Phony Award is so much better is because it is decided upon by you. Now, what you are going to see tonight is 4 of New York City's top improvisers, 3 of whom I think are very talented. They're going to come on stage. They're going to sing their heart out. A classic of tomorrow. A hit that is yet to be. A song like... We're a family-friendly show. I'm going to read this, but you can do the subtext. So it says, "Welcome to Michael Jackson's Daycare Center." Oh. I don't know what that means, but anyway. The person that wrote it is named Ricky. You can judge him later. All right. No, and then we turn the tables on you, and you are gonna vote to see which one will win the illustrious Phony Award and the grand prize, which is a full-length production in the second act of the show tonight. Are we ready for this? Now, just remember, all the ideas, all the inspirations for these songs, they're coming directly from you. So if you're watching and you're thinking like, "Oh, hey, this isn't very good," just remember, it's your fault. Without further ado, we're going to bring up our very first song presenter. He is amazing. He's got the voice of an angel and the arm span of a pterodactyl. I think you know who I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, Robert T. Brown!
Can everyone see me? Ladies and gentlemen, what an honor it is to be here to present the first nominated song for the coveted Broadway's Next Hit Musical Phony Award. It's an award that, despite my grand stature, has always remained just out of my reach. Somewhere up there on the high shelf of possibility. But I think that with this low ceiling tonight, my fortune may change. May change as well. Full disclosure, ladies and gentlemen, the last time I sang this song, half of the audience left. And it was in that moment that I realized that this song has the power to move large numbers of people. It's powerful, it's poignant, it's poetic, it's... I was breastfed until I was 10. I was breastfed until I was 10. Comes from the musical Time to Grow Up. Time to Grow Up is a story of a ne'er-do-well, a man who refuses to take responsibility in his life, who refuses to grow up. And it's the story of how he deals with his family and his friends who are all sort of moving on in life and are finding love and finding jobs and finding a future. And this man whom I play is sort of stuck. So in the scene in which I sing "I was breastfed until I was 10," this is a big group number. It's a very pivotal moment of the musical when my colleagues, my family, everyone around me, there are dozens of people are all sort of they're sort of fed up with my excuses, with my lack of moving forward, and it's their they feel like it's their last shot to sort of get me to move on, because ultimately they love me, even though I've been I haven't done what I needed to do. So, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, hike 'em up as I sing for you "I Was Breastfed Until I Was 10" from the musical Time to Grow Up.
Richard?
Darla, forget it.
You said that you loved me, but then you didn't continue anything.
Darla, give me a break. Richard! You gotta grow up! You're leaning on the past! Steve. Yeah, Richard, yeah! What Steve said! You gotta grow up! Larry, Steve, yeah. What those guys said! Alan.
The offer still stands, Richard. Come work for your brother in the coal mine.
It's not a bad idea! Leave it to them. Sorry. Larry, Steve, Alan.
When are we gonna get our wages? We ain't been paid for 3 weeks. You shut up. This is about Richard, not you, Eddie. But I ain't been paid and I got a family. So do I. I got a family too, and I work in a coal mine. It's dangerous. I said this ain't about you guys. It's about Richard.
Richard? Oh my gosh, who's that?
It's your mother.
Oh, Mom, I can't believe you showed up.
I got the telegram.
Did you bring Aunt Margaret?
I did.
Hey, Margaret!
Margie.
Margaret! Hey,
Margie.
Look, it's the Joannas! Triplets.
They're Siamese! They're all women!
And walking. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We always count when we walk.
Look out for Larry and Steve and Roger.
Anyway, that's all 12 of us.
Richard, I love you. No matter what anyone says, it's time to move forward.
Is it? My darling boy. What is it? My eyes are up here.
Hey, what are you doing? Get away from there! Get away from there! They're saggy enough as it is.
Sorry. This is no kind of family reunion. You gotta let go.
Why?
It's time to let go.
What's the matter with you?
What's holding you back? Life was never so simple. Like the day I got my first pimple. Nothing's been the same way back since then. Let's face it, I was breastfed until I was 10. Maybe I have a few addictions.
amazing. Incredible. The song, I was breastfed until I was 10, from Time to Grow Up. Now, is that, I was breastfed until I was 12. Look how I turned out. Read the subtext. Anyway, that was absolutely, I mean, at first I was like, a musical about a boy who won't grow up. That's never been done. Hashtag Peter Pan. But then, that whole coal mining thing, that was... Little Abner? I don't know. I mean, I'm just gonna say this. Also, for the, I'm gonna say the chorus of that, not the song chorus, but the actual like ensemble. If Sideshow would have been about triplets, it would have been a hit. It would still be running today. That's all I'm saying. We're gonna bring out our very next song presenter. He's amazing. Has anybody heard of the famous Broadway composer Lin-Manuel Miranda? Okay, yeah. So our next song presenter has also heard of him. Please welcome Stephenchik!
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. If you'll indulge me, I'd like to tell you a little story. It's a story of a young boy. This boy was shy, he was awkward, but he loved to sing. And one day he finally summoned the courage to audition for his first musical. And the rest, as they say, is history. Ladies and gentlemen, that boy was my Uber passenger last night. Speaking of things that are going places and going there fast, I'd like to present our next nominated song this evening, which is called My Birthday Sucks. My Birthday Sucks is from the musical The Big 9-0. There are not enough musicals in the canon about nonagenarians. But this musical remedied that. The Big 9-0 is set in a retirement community in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, where all retirement communities are. And it tells the story of how the residents there really come together ultimately and find the joys in life, even at a time when life is often over. And in this musical, I play a man who is celebrating his 90th birthday, except it's not much of a celebration, as you will soon see, for various reasons. This is not, in fact, the happiest day of his life. And in the midst of what is possibly the saddest birthday party of all time, I sing this song. So, ladies and gentlemen, prepare to hear the creaky bones of musical wonder as we present the song My Birthday Sucks from the musical The Big 9-0.
Happy birthday, Alan!
You old son of a bitch.
Mr. Williams, please, don't get your heart rate up.
Oh,
Have you taken your medications today?
I've taken a double dose.
Marcus, he came out of a coma for today. He's going back in tomorrow. Came out just for today.
Don't you
So
worry.
what say we let bygones be bygones?
He wants to let bygones
Come on, Albert!
be
Come
bygones.
on, let them be bygones!
Oh, gentlemen, please, the last time you fought, it took 5 hours and nobody even struck anyone.
But today is gonna be different.
Mr. Williams, please, just focus on. It's a beautiful day outside, and we.
What is that thing?
It's called the sun, Mr. Williams.
I have cataracts.
Mr. Williams, it's called the sun, and it provides life.
Who the heck is that?
That's Dolores.
Dolores!
She was one of the Sheila triplets.
The other two passed.
Yeah, it was the coal mine. The canary never made it out.
They have triplet removal surgery. Plus, she was the middle. That's the worst.
Can you roll me? Roll me?
Of course.
Dolores!
Sorry about this. There's no handles.
I told you they were molesting us. I told you.
I've got something for you for your birthday.
Oh yeah? Is it another rejection of a marriage proposal
Now,
made
Mr.
30
Williams.
years ago?
Now, Mr. Williams, please.
Yes, it is. I wrote that one this time. I wrote it down. Pick up one of the letters. Here, this is the most important part.
Mr. Williams, please.
I'm surrounded by
Let me
reminders.
just put your heart monitor
Don't
on in case it gets you upset.
All right.
Good thing you don't live in Alabama. There's a terrible heroin epidemic.
You need to borrow my glasses?
Yeah, I'll borrow your glasses.
They're over on the table. Just...
Would you like me to get them?
I can do it myself!
I know, you don't
He's
have to
not
raise
an
your
invalid.
voice.
I'm not an invalid!
Just like you stole Dolores from me 30 years ago. You do that yourself too. You did that yourself.
Come on, it's a party!
By God!
Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to
Stop it! I've loved her in another life. So you're a lesbian, I am.
You can't be a triplet and not have those tendencies. Spending a lot of time with other ladies.
Get my cane.
You're not going to hit me with it, are you, Mr. Williams?
I can't make any promises.
You never could. Here. I hope this isn't a replay of '89.
When I turned 20, I was a young man. Oh, I had plenty. Oh, I had a plan. And when I turned 30, I saw life. I said, I'll get me a job, and I'll get me a career, and I'll get me a wife. But here I am, out of luck. Here I am. Oh, and my birthday sucks. Your 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 birthday sucks. And my birthday really sucks. When I turn 50 and you turn 50, I'm still ahead. Life's still running. I still have the energy. to get myself out of bed. Then I turned 60.
When you turn 60,
Things started to go south.
things start to go south.
I developed a case of tooth loss. They kept falling out of my mouth. Here I am.
Here you are,
I'm out of love.
out of love.
Surrounded by jerks.
Your birthday sucks. Your birthday sucks. Your birthday sucks. Yeah, your birthday sucks. Your birthday sucks.
And my birthday really
Oh my goodness! Absolutely incredible. The song "My Birthday Sucks" from the musical The Big 90. If I could give you a Tony, I would for best fake tap dancing I've ever seen. His feet didn't touch the ground at all. That would be like if I had to like play football for an audition and I was just going through the motions of like, I don't know, it seems like this. Anyway. What a time to be alive. What a moment to see that tonight. I think that's what the Golden Girls would have been if it was all men, right? Like just angry, slow fights. And you know what I was thinking as I was sitting back there? One of the differences between doing the show on the road and doing it here in New York is on the road, there would be people in the audience that are 90 that would relate to that differently. Is anybody 90 today? Great, fantastic. If they are, they're probably like slowly raising their hands. We're gonna bring up our very next song presenter. She's amazing. She's an amazing actress. She spent over 2 years in Oklahoma before she realized her GPS wasn't working correctly. Please welcome to the stage, Deborah Bay!
Thank you for staying, everyone. What a great honor it is for you to be here tonight at the Jerry Orbach Theater on 50th Street on the 3rd floor above Perfect Crime. A place where musical theater was born and died. But will be born again tonight in this nominated song, a song which each and every time I sing it feels like the very first time. And of course, that song is Suddenly It's Spain. Yeah. Suddenly, It's Spain comes to us from the musical I'm in Love with a Warlock. And the musical I'm in Love with a Warlock is a musical of love and understanding, and sometimes when signals get crossed, how we untangle those crossed singles and to become doubles, and then to get the signals uncrossed to find our way to love. And the musical I'm in Love with a Warlock is a musical, it tells the story of a woman who, actually it takes place in the days of yore. Long time ago. We don't have to get specific about the year, but it was a long time ago. And it's the story of a young princess who, her father has betrothed her to, some very nice princely, knightly prince. And the thing thing is that she has actually fallen in love with the young wizard / warlock who has been banished from that town. And she has been secretly, night after night, because he's cast a spell on her, obviously, night after night she's been coming to visit him, and her love for him has grown. And it's the story of what happens during their love, and if they're able to remain together, or if they are cast asunder by her father, the king. And in this song, suddenly it's Spain. This is the song that I sing. I play this beautiful, young princess. Why are you laughing? I play this beautiful young princess, and this is the scene where it comes pretty early on in the musical when I'm spending time with the warlock, and the warlock is showing me all the amazing magical tricks that the warlock can do to impress me, obviously. And clearly that's enough. But is it? I think not. Because, ladies and gentlemen, what I failed to mention is one of the things that made the musical I'm in Love with a Warlock so memorable, it caught all the critics' attention, was the movement. The way the actors moved their bodies on stage, their arms and legs, the thing we call a body. It's the dance, if you will. In the industry, we call this choreography. You're welcome. And what I discovered tonight on the red carpet, believe it or not, this is hard to believe, I am so excited to mention this, I found out that the choreographer for the musical I'm in Love with a Warlock is here tonight at, yes, Asaf, that's right, at the Jerry Orbach Theater on the 3rd floor. They are sitting amongst the common people. Now, I did not see them when they came in, so forgive me, I have to hunt them down and notice where they're sitting because I didn't see them where they... There you are. There you are in the 1, 2, 3, 4th row. Yeah, you're making looks like this, but it's you. It's you. Stand up. Stand up and accept your accolades. Oh. No, stay standing. I'm not done with you. You can just stay right there. Yeah, I know. It's hard to get out of those seats, isn't it? Now, you and I go way back. So many hours spent in the rehearsal room. So it's quite clear, ladies and gentlemen, that I know your name. But if you wouldn't mind telling everyone else your name, that'd be nice.
Brian.
Yeah, I know, Ryan. Me and Ryan. Now, Ryan. Brian. Brian? Look, Ryan, you know I call you Ryan. Everybody else calls you Brian. I know. We go back. Brian. So, Brian. You know, I hate to put you on the spot. I really do. I hate it. But if you wouldn't mind, right from where you are, right there, if you wouldn't mind showing us that one signature dance move, we would all be better for it. So if you need me to count you in with a 5, 6, 7, can you do that? All right, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Ladies and gentlemen, Brian! Thank you, Brian. Have a seat. Ladies and gentlemen, this is such a joy. We now take you to the world of the days of yore. You know those days, your days. And as we listen to the song, suddenly it's Spain from the musical I'm in Love with a Warlock.
Please, come stand closer to me. I too will move closer to you and we will meet in the middle. For when two bodies meet, anything is possible.
Sometimes it's hard to understand you, but it's the language of love that speaks to my heart.
Just remove the Y sound and it will be totally normal. Normal.
There we go. Oh.
Can you believe it? In this day and age, that two such different souls should meet and connect here in the year 12. It's the year 112. Give or take.
That's so specific.
Well, when it comes to years, I like to be specific. I find when I'm not, everything gets messed up on my calendar.
Ivanova.
Yes. Look at your face. The way it shines in the moonlight. And yet the moonlight can disappear. And then, suddenly,
The moonlight appears as a crow on your shoulder.
a crow now, but in a moment it will become a giraffe. And back to a crow. And then a giraffe. A crow, giraffe, snail. And then it is gone. And the moon returns. Yes, Lucinda.
That may be impressive to some young women, but as you know, my father holds quite a tight grip on me. I am betrothed to be married to the young Prince Knight Prince.
He's not a nice prince, Nike.
No, he's one of those
Lucinda,
things.
there are things I could do to remove your father. But until that time, allow me.
It would be better if we could remove ourselves from here.
Then let us go somewhere else.
There, and there, and there, and there, and there.
Yes, and there. To a land known as España. Suddenly, look around.
Oh, look at all of the frescoes. Oh, the places that I'll go.
And we'll go.
And I know it is certain, if I leave my father's house, he'll be hurting. But look, suddenly it's Suddenly it's I'm feeling no emotional drain. Oh, suddenly it's and my father is wishing. I break them like dishes. I think of my mama. Since we're in Spain, everyone gets tapas. Suddenly it's I feel overcome with emotion. Don't feel the drain. Suddenly it's Oh, even over, I don't ever want to return. Oh, for that princely night and prince, I feel no burn. Oh, the love I feel for you, it's so deep in my soul. Oh, take me next to Sweden so we can all say skål. Suddenly it's
We just could go to Rome.
Incredible. The song Suddenly in Spain from the musical I'm in Love with a Warlock. Featuring the choreography of Ryan or Brian. I figured out. Brian? Brian, you must be so proud.
I'm
I mean, these dancers obviously were amazing. I mean, it's just amazing. What they could. Dude, you know, I mean, what I liked is like, they didn't try to make it look like similar. They made it look different. I never thought that. They didn't just dance on the beat. They danced around the beat, and that's exciting. Rob, the hand claps were incredible. Can we just hear it for that? That was. It was fun when everybody else joined in and it got off. That was nice. It's like this now. No, it was great. It was so good. I'm pretty good at reading an audience, and what I'm getting from you now is bitterness and resentment. Hey, you know what? There's only one more song, but look, there's all these song titles, so I'm going to pull a couple of songs for you here. All right. My best worst friend. That's how everyone describes me. So. All right. There was a thunderstorm in Baltimore. Good to know. Like, now we know that. I'm going to be talking about it all night. Just moved in. Now, what draws me in for this one is not the song title or the name, it's the email address. Either it's a fake email or there's a server I haven't heard of. So it's, I'm not going to give out it's like a name and then it's at ted.ie. Is that you? Not to give away who you are, but what's your name?
Una.
Oh, cool. That's your real name. Great. Okay, fine. What is ted.ie?
tcd.ie. It's Ireland.
She came all the way from Ireland to see the show. International Improv Sensation Show, Broadway 16. Thank you for coming. This is dreams come true. We have one more song presenter tonight. We've seen him all night. Please welcome back to the stage, Rob Shipman!
Ladies and gentlemen, every now and then a song comes along that changes the world. Changes the way we see ourselves and the way we choose to interact with those around us. It's extremely unlikely that this is one of those songs. But then in a long line of musical theater classics such as Summertime and Singin' in the Rain comes this new classic, I Know You Know. The song I'm speaking of course, is Running Like Hell. Running Like Hell comes to us from the musical 5 Days, 10,000 Miles. 5 days, 10,000 miles is the story of a man who is a pretty unassuming man. He works a job, a pretty banal job. He doesn't have much going on in his life. People don't really. Most people, when they see him, they don't even remember him. Even if they've known him for years, his parents they're not sure who he is every time they see him. He's just not a memorable dude. Doesn't have a lot going on in his life. But one day he wakes up, and the entire world has been put into a state of not good medicalness. And an evil group of people from another land have come, and they let him know that all these people, everyone else in the world except for two other people, they will all die. All of those other people will die in 5 days if he doesn't accomplish this single task, and that is that he must run 10,000 miles in 5 days. It's based on a true story. Now, the scene in which the song Running Like Hell happens, one of the other people who happens to be still alive and in good medicalness is my best friend. And this is the point that I'm sort of saying to him, I can do this. I'm going to do it. Somehow I'm going to do it, and I'm going to save the world. And well, we'll find out if I do, won't we? Now, the thing about the musical 5 Days, 10,000 Miles that really grabbed the critics' attention, other than the obvious social relevance, was the lyrics. The lyrics to this musical were groundbreaking. This was the first musical to ever use adverbs. So now, I wasn't just running fast, but I was running quickly. That made all the difference for my character. There was one lyric in particular that every time I sang it, boy, it just felt like poetry. It felt like Sondheim meets Shakespeare. They have a baby, and the baby is this lyric. You know what lyric it is I'm talking about. That one lyric that just spoke volumes. People were tweeting it, and they were tattooing it. They were tweeting it. That lyric, of course, that fits so perfectly in this in this story is of course God Save the Queen. I should mention this musical does take place in England. I don't know the year. I don't want to get specific about that. Ladies and gentlemen, put on your running shoes and come with me to the near end of civilization as I present to you the song Running Like Hell from the musical 5 Days, 10,000 Miles, featuring the lyric God Save the Queen.
You've got to do it!
Nige! I just don't know! I never run a day in my life!
Listen, I'm your best friend, aren't I?
You sure are, Nige, ever since the 3rd grade!
I believe in you. I know you can do... This is embarrassing. I've forgotten your name. What's your name again?
Even you forget my name, Nige. It's Cyril!
Right.
Cyril P. That's it! My parents were so poor we couldn't afford a last name. I don't even know what I'm gonna do. The weather's not good. Apparently there's a thunderstorm in Baltimore right now.
Oh, it's good that I know that. Thank you for that information.
Thank you for that. Right, and meanwhile, the weather's awful everywhere. Even over in IE, things are going crazy. What am I supposed to do? 5 days, 10,000 miles. Well, that's 2,000 miles a day.
What are you still doing standing here?
Look, it's one of those germ-ins who made everyone sick. It's a germ-in.
It's a germ?
I take many shapes. I could be a crow, a giraffe, a snail. You never know. What I do notice, Cyril, if that is your name.
It is. Good remember. I believe it is. Sometimes I don't even remember.
Is that you've not run a single step?
I don't know if I could do it. In order to do it, why, I'd have to be breaking speed records.
Oh dear. Self-doubt.
Don't look at me with those quivering lips, you German.
Oh, I will quiver. And I will approach. Anything to keep you from getting what you want.
What I want is to save people from the medical badness that they seem to be in right now. Me mum, me dad, me cousin.
Well, good.
You've got to start
That's what I'll do, Nige.
It's like the time you were full and you did said I can't eat another bite of cereal, but the box was almost empty and you finished that box of cereal.
Yeah, except in this case it's like 5,000 boxes of
That's
cereal.
right.
And there's no milk, and there's no spoon. It's only me, Cyril P. But today, Cyril P's gonna eat those boxes.
That's right. Do it for all of us.
I will, in approximately 3.5 minutes. I'm starting slow. I see a road laid out before me. I see a little doubt before me. I see that there's no way out for me this time, this time. I see a little road but somewhere, and I gotta go and run there. And you know that I'll be the one there sometime, sometime. And if you say that I can't do it, if those are the words you tell, then that speed barrier, well, I'll break through it. I'm gonna run like hell. I'm gonna do it, Nige.
Do you think you should stop?
Not yet.
Time's a ticking.
All right. At this point, there's really what's 3 minutes gonna matter.
I'll massage your legs.
Massage me legs. I got a little cramp inside there, and there's a little counter high there. You might think that I am amped where somehow I see a finish line out distance, and I will be inspired, no resistance, and I will do it fine. And somehow, and if you say that I won't get there,
Say that.
and if you keep me in my shell, well, you can lay it out and bet there that I'll be running like hell. And I will start easy, and it'll be easy, and it'll be fun if you know what I mean. I'll go straight to Scotland. It is quite a hard land, and in England I'll say, God save the Queen. And if you say that I can't do it, and if you keep me in my shell, that speed barrier I'll break through it. 'Cause I'll run, and I'll be running like
Oh my goodness. Absolutely incredible. The song Running Like Hell from 5 days, 10,000 miles. Incredible, right? For me, it was watching that was a lot like when I saw King Lear, because I wasn't totally sure what was happening for something. Sucks you in, right? Like it sucks you in. I just gotta say, great accent work. Now we know what real British people sound like. And I loved how it was full British accent, stopped immediately when the song started. Back to the British accent for the little interlude, and then back. See, like that's called a layered performance, folks. You know what I mean? Wow. I just want to point something out about me that's sad. So the music. I try to take notes and be very diligent. The musical is called 5 days, 10,000 miles, and I was like, how many miles is that a day? I had to use my calculator on my phone. The answer is 2,000. It's very easy. It's 10,000 divided by 5. I couldn't do it without the calculator, I'm just saying. Now, folks, folks, we've come to that point in the evening where many of you will make the biggest decision of your lives. It's time to vote. So just reach under your chairs. We've placed a digital voting indicator down there. She's still looking. They don't even fall for that in Alabama, I'm just saying. No, good news, there's no digital voting indicators down there. We up here are needy actors, so the voting will be done by applause. So if you thought one of these songs was just like, you know, a good song, just give it a polite golf clap. Let's try that. You golf. No. And if you thought it was amazing and worthy of the Tony Award, give it a huge applause. Let's try that. We can't expect you to remember all of the amazing and perfectly logical journeys we've gone on tonight. So, we are going to bring back our song presenters to the stage to remind you of what you saw. Please welcome back tonight's nominees! For our first song, we went to the world of childhood. We met a ne'er-do-well man in his youth, and his buddy Richard and his good, I believe his mother Darla is her name. The song, I Was Breastfed Until I Was 10 from the musical, Time to Grow Up. If this one is your favorite, vote now! All right, for our very next song, we went to the world of old people. That's right. We met, I believe the term is nonagenarian in a lovely retirement community. I believe his name was Albert. The song My Birthday Sucks from the musical The Big 90. If this one is your favorite, vote now. All right. For our next song, we went to the world of Spain. During the time period, the days of yore, we met a young, beautiful princess, very young. Everybody's there. The song, Suddenly in Spain from the musical I'm in Love with a Warlock. If this one is your favorite, vote now! All right, and for our final song, we went to the world of England. That's right, we met a man running 10,000 miles in 5 days, and his buddy there. The song, Running Like Hell, the musical, 5 days, 10,000 miles. If this one is your favorite, vote now! Okay. I'm gonna narrow it to two. Between I was breastfed till I was 10 and Suddenly in Spain. So, if your favorite was I was breastfed until I was 10 from Time to Grow Up, vote now! And if your favorite was Suddenly in Spain from I'm in Love with a Warlock, vote now! Suddenly in Spain!
Oh my gosh! Oh, this is amazing! Thank you so much. You like me! You do! Oh my gosh, this is so... That's not old at all. I'm young. Oh yeah, so this is so heavy. What a burden it is to win. Only because it's so heavy. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, what a joy this was to perform every single night. Every performance was just magical and so Spanish. We were sponsored by Chipotle. Yes, we were. Listen up. And every night I loved every minute of this. So there you go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I was merely an actress and a singer in this show, I'm in Love with a Warlock. I did not write the show, and I would love to acknowledge, and of course there was Bri over there. Wonderful choreography, Brian. I want to acknowledge the writer of Suddenly in Spain. Where are you?
Are you here?
You can raise your your hand because we won. You don't have to be embarrassed now. I guess they left Rob Cole's.
They're at Chipotle right
They're at Chipotle right now. So thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow, what a night, what a time to be alive. We are going to take a quick intermission here in just a moment, but good news for all of you. We have been recording this entire show so far. So you can actually go to our website, Broadway'sNextSeatMusical.com. On there you can put in your email and win, actually not even win, we'll just give you a copy of the winning song tonight. You can just have it. And then you can also register to purchase the soundtrack or cast recording of the musical that they're going to do in the second act today. That musical, of course, once again, is I'm in Love with a Warlock. Enjoy your intermission. Come back to see the full-length show. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen.